Hello Reformers and welcome back to A Clash of Kings 3.0. Now, when we left off, we were besieging the last remaining Lorathi fief, and we were attacked by a bunch of vassals. We defeated those vassals, and then we are now, beginning to resolve the siege. Now, obviously, there is still another person in the surrounding area. He has about 144 units, and we are a little bit I say a little bit weakened, but yeah, we're actually much more weakened than we used to be, so it might actually be one of those times when we are going to be defeated, but, that, I don't know, even if we do, it doesn't really matter too much, because we have a rather large garrison in reserve. They are not the greatest units, but my trainers are doing their very best at our home base. But, as you can see here, I decided to start recording while I was finishing up the, siege equipment construction and all that sort of thing. And I decided to start here because of this real-time event. Yeah, I think you can already see my reasoning for starting here, because I absolutely think this is hilarious. I think this is very, very much a funny real-time event, even though it does have some serious options. I personally feel like outlawing pants, which is one of the options, is definitely what I'm going to be going for, because if there's any, option for hilarity at any point in any kind of Warband mod or anything in general in Warband, I try to make the most of it, because, let's face it, the game tends sometimes to take itself a little bit too seriously, and I don't really mind. I don't really mind about that, but I do like to have a little bit of fun every now and again, and, poke a little bit of fun at its expense sometimes. So, because this mod does have real-time events that are new, and this one is no exception, we're going to be outlawing pants, and I'm going to assume that I'm probably going to lose charisma, or I'm going to lose something. I wouldn't be surprised if I lose 10 strength, or something like that, because this mod does tend to have those kinds of real-time events. I know that doing nothing is probably going to give me probably the greatest benefit, but I'm going to outlaw pants, because that's funny. Your courtiers are horrified. People will think you're mad. Okay, well, that was worth it. I think that was absolutely worth it. We lost 10 renown, but I think that was just fantastic. I mean, that's the thing. I think it should have given, a little bit of a bonus as well as a negative effect, because just having a negative effect is kind of like a downer, a little bit of a downer there. But yeah, I think maybe giving, 15 or 20 morale to your own troops just because it's hilarious, and they would have had a good laugh about that. I think that would have been rather nice, but well, never mind. Okay, so we're gonna try and take this finally, because this has been a long time coming. As we know, this is a very, very difficult siege. I'm gonna leave all my guys up here just so that they can kill those few crossbowmen. Can they actually kill them though? That's the thing. Can they actually? Yep, they are actually starting to kill them a little bit, but it's taking them many, many arrows to actually do that. Now, do bear in mind that the main problem in the garrison here is not the fact that, they have a huge amount of units or anything like that, but it's the fact that they have a huge amount of archers remaining, and that's it. They only have a huge amount of archers remaining, as far as I'm aware. At least that was what was remaining when I left it beforehand, because obviously we did get killed, and it wasn't very nice, so what am I even being shot by? Can I ask? What am I even being shot by? Because I don't see anyone around here. I mean, like, am I being shot from up there? Yeah, oh yes, it seems like I am. Well, that's a little bit weird, isn't it? I think that's very, very weird how they're able to see me from over there, but okay. Okay, so we do have Raven Tree archers and everything, and they're continuing to fire. I personally feel like we should start to move up, because they're gonna use all their arrows, aren't they? They're gonna use all their arrows, and then we're just gonna be stuck in the mud once again. Then we're gonna have to, laboriously construct our siege equipment once more, and that's absolutely awful. So hopefully we're gonna be able to get up here, and I don't know. I personally feel like this area you know, the Lorathi area should be a little bit easier than it is. I personally feel like these siege layouts should be replaced with something else, because Lorath, in my opinion, should be one of those factions where you're able to take it with relative ease. I don't want to be like steamrolling them or anything, because already they're pretty easy to kill, because obviously most of them do not have shields. So if you have an overwhelming archery force, which is what we do, then obviously it's going to be a lot easier to progress in terms of a siege or a field battle or anything like that. But I feel like the lack of an easy siege option, with the exception of maybe one or two of their fiefs. I mean, Lorath itself is actually pretty difficult, and then of course you do have the other things, you know, the other places like, I don't even know. I mean, Grey Cliffs is just utter insanity. It is utter insanity, really, because it's exactly the same as this, and you're going to be facing so much trouble by, you know, actually trying to take it. And I feel like that's a bit much for a small faction like this. I feel like one of those is absolutely fine, and that is enough. And I personally feel like, you know, throwing your units against the walls and, you know, losing a huge amount of them at Grey Cliffs, I think that's enough. I don't think you really need more than that, do you? I don't think you really need another one of these. And I got killed for no reason. I mean, that's the thing. I was literally... where was I now? I was right there in the corner. Who is going to see me from here? No one is going to see me from here, right? No one's going to see me from here. Maybe this guy? Yeah, they probably saw me. Yeah, that's a shame. Oh well, never mind. I actually didn't think that they would be able to see me, but obviously this layout, they've thought of everything. This layout has absolutely thought of everything. And the one thing that I wanted to do before I died, you know what it was? Actually do a charge order. Yeah, because last time when we did this, we actually killed almost all of the defenders, with the exception of maybe a couple on the roof here and a couple, you know, behind the door and everything. But we were unable to finish them, because I can't actually, you know, do anything in terms of actually ordering my units around after I'm dead. I have tried. Yeah, my words, I have tried. I have tried to get up the battle map and click on the map. You know, I know all of those. I know all of those tactics. I have played the game for 5 years, so, you know, I do know those things, with the exception of maybe some of the newer after death, you know, sub mods and things like that. But for the most part, I think they all generally use the same kind of mods. So anyway, the point is that I'm unable to command them. So that's the reason why we had to retreat originally. And I'm actually a bit worried about losing as many Raventree and Carhold archers that we did. I actually don't know how many we've lost, but it seems like this is going to be quite the bloodbath. And yeah, that's not really, that's not great, is it? It's not really something that you want. But, well, what can you do? What can you do? Sometimes you just have to sacrifice to make inroads in terms of, you know, actually conquering things. Wait a minute, where are these... Where are these? Are they... okay. It seems like the enemy is hiding. Well, this is quite the predicament, isn't it? And this is exactly what I mean. This is the reason why you don't want to use two of these layouts in the same sort of area, because the player in general, at least me, I'm taking me as an example here, I'm going to get a bit frustrated by this, because first off, you have to take a huge amount of casualties to get anywhere in this particular siege, and then you find that the enemies are actually spawned in the wall. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, that's really cool. And you know what, the only thing I can do, I can only retreat. And the thing is that retreating is going to mean that we're going to lose a couple more units, as far as I'm aware. I mean, it seems like that might be the case, but we're going to have to do it anyway, because there's not much more I can do, is there? I mean, they're in the wall. There's nothing I can do. So, yeah, there you go. We lost a huge amount, as you could see. And our surgery skill was doing absolutely nothing, as per usual. You know, every single time we do something, some kind of layout like this, we always end up losing a bunch. But that's okay. it's fine. As I say, it is the price of victory. I'm not going to be building another siege tower. I'm going to... Yep, there we go. I'm going to threaten them with throwing my corn and, you know, cucumber and all kinds of vegetables at them. And there you go. I give you nothing. Surrender now. No. You will be ransomed and your soldiers will live. Alright, so now we're able to take some extremely terrible units, apart from the armed villagers, of course. But, yeah, that's another thing that I'm not particularly happy with. Sometimes you do get some really nice, you know, rescued prisoners, but on the whole, you're going to be getting things like peasant that cannot level up, and looter that also cannot level up, and things like that. So, obviously, you know, that's also a bit of a downer, because you'd very much like to get something that's actually a bit useful, but apparently that's just not the way things go. Okay, so we're going to defer appointment of a lord right here, and then I'm probably going to be, you know, taking that for myself, or something along those lines at the very least. I'm going to actually put in these slaves and slave leaders, sellsword, and, you know, I'm actually going to put in all of the armed villagers apart from one, because we do need one of those. And as you can see, these things don't even level up, so it's very frustrating to gain a peasant, because a peasant is not going to really do much. Yeah, so I suppose it can take an arrow for one of your other units, but they're more than likely to die very, very quickly. So, yeah, we still have a pretty decent amount of Raventree archers and Carhold longbowmen, mainly because I sent in my other longbowmen first. Because I didn't want to sacrifice those Raventree guys. They're just way too good. And there you go. So that is it. Finally, over the last, what was it, 10 episodes or something, I have been attempting to eliminate Lorath, and finally it appears to have stuck. So let's just see whether they decide to do... Wait a minute. That's already... Oh, that already got looted? Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Okay. I actually thought to myself that they had just looted that, but... Yeah, maybe not. Okay, well, there's 50 units here. Hopefully, I'm actually gonna... Oh, I can't manage the castle right now, because obviously I don't own it, but once I own it, obviously I can start to recruit a couple of units. Ah, yeah, and now we also have 2 days... Oh, Volantis officers... Oh, nice, very nice. Yeah, we also have 2 days of food supplies still remaining, so I'm a bit worried about that, because Lorath usually doesn't have very much food. And yes, I do know that you can get food from villages, but for the most part I have really not seen a lot of it, and any village I go to usually has one piece of food, and it's usually not worth the effort. But anyway, as you can see, they are wanting to, you know, try and take this back, which is going to be quite hilarious, because, as we know, this is death. This is absolute death for anyone that wants to come in here against such a force as ours. I mean, we have literally one of the greatest archery armies that I've ever had in any series, actually, and it's probably going to mean their doom instantly, basically, upon them entering. Obviously, we're not going to kill all of them extremely fast, but once they get inside the walls, it's literally just going to be a foregone conclusion. So, let's have a look. Are they actually going to be offering us peace? They really should offer us peace, but obviously they can't. If they offer us peace, they're basically signing their own death warrant, because they need to take something to survive, and this is the weakest fief near them, so they can't really do much apart from this. We've basically forced them into this action, and that's exactly what I like to do. I like to, you know, force people, or at least, and in this case, force vassals to do the inevitable, and that is, of course, to force themselves to actually, well, basically just commit suicide, because they can't really do anything else. They have to defeat themselves. They can't really do anything else. So, this is done. Yeah, Lorath has been finally defeated. What's hilarious about this, though, is that I really thought that this would be much easier. I actually thought that this would be over, you know, 5 episodes ago, and I specifically chose Lorath for that very good reason, because even though I already had knowledge of Greycliffs being a very, very difficult siege, I didn't really mind about that, because if we took that first, that was going to be our main hold, you know, our main base, until we started to get more and more and more forces. And then we eventually had the opportunity to take Lorath, and we did that as well. But, you know, I thought to myself, yeah, these are really good fiefs for us to take. Lorath is actually really bad for archers, mainly because the enemy force spawns so far away. You'd think that that's actually really good, but if you think about it, the archers are all going to continue firing and wasting ammunition. Obviously, you can tell them to hold fire and everything, but by the time the enemy gets close to you, it's a bit late. And they're going to actually waste more ammunition than they're actually effective with, because by the time the enemies are really close, they're already able to basically just, you know, zerg you. So if they're outnumbering you, which is usually the case when, you know, an enemy force decides to siege a town, because the AI is not going to try and do something tactical. They're not going to send a strike force of really elite units or anything like that. They're going to just send their strongest and, well, shall we say, you know, I say quote-unquote strongest in the loose form of things to mean that they have the most numbers, because the AI relies on numbers for the most part. And, you know, if they do that, and the enemy force gets close to the walls, then your archers are going to get overwhelmed, and you can't really do much. Unless, of course, you just have Raventree archers or Carhold longbowmen, and the enemy has no shields. But in the case of the Novoshi, they actually have very good shields, and it's very, very difficult to defeat them. And that's entirely what I mean when I'm talking about Lorath being a bad defense for an archery-focused army. So, yeah. Did I make sense? I think I made sense there. But hopefully that has not bored you all to death, because, you know, I mean, that's exactly what you know, Mount & Blade is all about, talking about tactics, strategies, and, you know, actually coming along with Elias on a journey of immense immenstitude. No, there is no word like that. But I thought I would make a rather hilarious statement anyway. Okay, what's actually... Oh, okay. Can I ask what they are doing? Come on, guys. Do you not want to come into my humble abode? I am very confused. They are literally just standing there. I thought to myself, we can't be killing them that easily that they literally cannot get in here. There's no way, right? So I went out here, and this is what I see. What? What? This is very, very weird. Anyway, we're now level 36. That's fantastic. Oh yeah, bear in mind, I am going to be using a crossbow. I know a number of you have actually said stuff like that in the past few episodes. And yeah, I'm going to be using a crossbow. Don't worry about that. It's just not yet. I mean, this is obviously a prime example of something when I should be using a crossbow, but I just haven't found one that I really want to use. So hopefully I'm going to find one relatively soon, because obviously I've just been wanting to eliminate Lorath, and that was my main priority. Okay, so there's only 8 of them left. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be like, throwing all caution to the wind, no pants for me, because, you know, I've outlawed pants. I should really take off my leg armor now. I should literally take off my leg armor and just be like, well, I'm going to uphold the law. I'm going to, you know, act like a true and proper liege and go without pants. Because that's what we do. Oh, well, there you go. There's all the bodies. Absolutely strewn with arrows everywhere. And our grand reward for that defense is 2 renown. Yeah, that grinds my gears a little bit, only getting 2 renown for that. But it's okay. We can take this guy prisoner, or we can let him go. I'm actually unsure what we should do, because we have a good amount of money coming in, actually. Because, as I say, in the previous episodes, I have said that we have a huge amount of prisoners in Lorath, and it's very easy to gain money from that. So I think I don't know. I'm going to take him prisoner, because I don't really care about him that much, and I don't really want him as a vassal, so I'm just going to take him. We do have a bunch of armor and gloves here and things, but I'm not going to be taking that. As you can see, I have literally no money, so... No money, no food, actually. I do have a bit of money, so... Yes, let your companions collect all the items and move onward. Alright, so now we can wait here for some time. My village is under attack. Oh, how Oh, what? It got... What? It got raided instantly? Did you see that? Whoa, okay, that was... Did I miss that, actually? Did I miss that in the previous sort of time that we were on the world map? I don't think I did. I think I actually did see that, so that's a bit weird. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing, but I suppose we'll eliminate him. But anyway, it seems like that is it, actually. That is the conclusion of Lorath. As you can see, he's actually very, very small, and we're going to be eliminating... I'll kill him off screen, and then we'll see what we can do after that. But I'm going to be trying to get some more units in our newly conquered fief, and then we'll see which target, you know, which faction we should go for next. I'm probably going to also go to the Raven Tree and Carhold areas and recruit some additional archers. So I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.